Welcome to our homeschool catch-up. Today, we're going to learn about Lesson 2.7, Waste and Recycling. On your student book, it is on page number 36 to 37. For the learning objective of this lesson, explain how the recycling can reduce waste and have positive effects on the environment. So at the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain how the recycling can reduce waste and have a positive effects on the environment. Let's begin. For task 1, read and write the definition of the keyword in your notebook. The keyword is waste disposal. You can use the glossary of your student book to find the definition of this keyword. For task number 2, explain how the recycling can reduce waste and have positive effects on the environment. To begin with, many human activities produce waste. All of this waste has to be disposed of in ways that are not harmful to the environment. Waste disposal is a big challenge for everyone. What is waste disposal? The collections, transport, and sorting waste materials. What are the effects of improper waste disposal? First, soil contamination. Second, water contamination. Third, air contamination. For soil contamination, contamination occurs by spilling and burying of hazardous components in soil. It is the presence of man-made chemicals or other alteration to the natural soil environment. Soil contamination can have a number of harmful effects on ecosystem, human, plants, and animal health. Soil contamination is mostly caused by mindless human activities, such as industrial waste, deforestation, excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides, and garbage pollution. Second, water contamination. Contamination of rivers, lakes, and seas by fertilizers, pesticides, sewage, and oil or toxic waste from ships and factories. Water contamination can have disastrous effects on the environment. Pollution in the water can reach a point where there is not enough oxygen in the water for the fish to breathe. Sometimes, pollution affects the entire food chain. Small fishes absorb pollutants such as chemicals into their bodies. In humans, drinking or consuming polluted water in any way has many disastrous effects on our health. Third effect, air contamination. Contamination by burning paper and plastic that resulted to hazardous gases and will eventually accumulate in the air. It also occurs when gases, dust particles, and smoke are introduced into the atmosphere in a way that makes it harmful to humans, animals, and plants. Sources of air pollution include gases. It may cause diseases, allergies, and even death to humans. It may also cause harm to other living organisms such as animals and food crops and may damage the natural or built environment. Both human activity and natural processes can generate air pollution. One of the solutions on how to reduce the waste in our environment is by means of doing recycling. What is recycling? Recycling is how we take trash and transform it into new products. Recycling is good for us and to the environment because it reduces the use of new raw materials to produce new products. It's very important to preserve the environment and to leave the planet in a better condition that we found it. The good news that all of us can do our part to recycle. There are several types of recycling processes that allow some materials to be used one or more times. Things that can be recycled, these are plastic, glass, metals, electronics, computers and accessories, textiles, newspapers and magazines, and even cardboard. All sorts of things can be recycled. Soda water bottles, plastic milk cartons, newspapers, cereal boxes, and old computers are just some of the common items that are recycled every day. How are things recycled? Watch this video in YouTube. You will see and you will learn how things are being recycled. Why we need to recycle? First, it saves our natural resources and wildlife. Recycling helps to reduce the garbage in landfills that can take hundreds of years to break down. It also helps to preserve trees by reducing the need for new paper. If we do more to preserve natural resources, we also help to support wildlife for us to enjoy throughout our lives. Second, it saves money. Selling materials that are recycled offsets the additional costs of processing and collecting the recycled materials. Third, reduces pollution. Using recycled materials rather than taking raw materials for new products avoid environmental harm. It avoids new mining for metals, drilling for oil, and the mass harvesting of trees. Last, reduces landfill waste. When the garbage truck comes to your neighborhood to pick up the garbage, they take it to the landfill. Landfills over time fill up and can harm the environment. So by means of recycling, it helps to reduce the garbage in landfills that can take hundreds of years to break down. For task number 3, you will answer the questions 1 to 5 on page 36 to 37 of your student's book. Write the answers in your notebook. On your student book on page 36 to 37, you're going to answer question 1 to 5. First question, what happens to the waste that you throw away? Second, explain how the waste we produce affects the environment. Third, what could you do to reduce the amount of waste that your class throws away? Number 4, what is the most of this waste made from? Number 5, explain how this waste ends up in rivers. After completing the task number 3, do the task 4. So you need to complete the workbook activity on page 25 to 26. For your workbook activity on page 25, for each picture, write whether it is a cause or an effect of water pollution. Second, complete these sentences. So from number 1 to 8, you're going to complete these sentences. For the summary of what we have learned today, first, improper waste disposal affects the environment in negative ways. Second, soil, water, and land can be contaminated by means of improper disposal of waste. And recycling can reduce waste and have a positive effects on the environment. That's all for today. Thank you for listening and have a good day.